Okay, as I was saying, it was going from here to here to about here. They go across it and then just go and drop it down onto the ceiling right here. On the ceiling right there, okay? You grab the ladder back in case they need it again, and have to take a walk across the ceiling where they see and have to take a bit of a walk across the ceiling. But some of the machinery has crashed straight to the ceiling, so they have to go and take a bit of an out. So they have to go and walk along. So you have to go and walk along and on top of the machinery, which one person just falls off and freaking dies. Anyways, they go across here where they finally get to here. They see this in the mess of pipes and this long area where there's a long staff of a ladder. The area, the huge, though there's a big hole here. They have, though the hole here, then the floor suddenly caves out from under them and throws them over at the hole that's in the deck. Though the engine block thing, it's freaking. Give me a second. Yeah. Okay, I have to go up higher. The engine block, when it crashed into the ceiling, it then rolled and caused a huge hole here, pushing straight through the ceiling and slamming the ceiling Though it's still somewhat in there. Oh, we went straight through the deck. This thing has a bit of a smaller hole. They all are just tumbled over out there. After they're all just thrown out into a cacophony of everything, they then have to they then now have to go onto these metal bars where the rest of the air engine stuff is. Where they then have to which the ladder's also been thrown off and jammed into one of these pipes. Jammed onto under here, so they grab that later. Anyways, they go and climb up, which it also tore off a bit of this. They go up again, the same way they did before. Up another ladder, up another stairwell. Go up. One person goes on a journey to grab the ladder. But they go around here, which the catwalk's collapsing also. Go down here where it's bending inwards onto here. The stairwell is. They go onto these. They go and take a little jump where they then grab on, where they then go onto the engine, where the engine block, where part of the engine block is. Some of it wasn't torn fully off, but it's hanging. Part of this thing collapsed down, so they have to go onto here. It fell onto here, there. This ladder thing is it's just falling on the ceiling. This ladder thing is just hanging over upside down. So they have to basically just grab their own ladder, balance it nicely enough on there where it's hanging, they can then climb onto this catwalk. We grab the ladder before going through here, doing a bit of jump before they fall into the ceiling, one of which clonks their head on here. That's the guy who goes into a coma and who gets knocked out and who after losing consciousness from lack of oxygen, never wakes, goes in a coma and never wakes up again. The ladder was also thrown through, and everyone who's still alive at this point finally gets through. Because then they hear a huge fiery explosion. And then they hear a huge fiery explosion. And then they wait in there for probably around 15 minutes. For around 25 minutes before they hear some little clonk noise. See, I told you! And someone else, see, I told you, look at that hole! Another time, some of them have already lost consciousness. Well, the explosion sealed them in this room. The door was the pneumatic thingy right here was thrown downwards and somehow slammed shut, bending it a bit and getting it stuck on there. This entire room has these little turbine things falling over. One of the propeller straps is broken. They then bang the hell out of the wall. Yes, so. Please, just let me. If you want, bang the heck out of there. You like that, man? Just proving, look. The boiler finally got the oil lit. Anyways, these engine things are like, what the frick is that thing? Okay, now I'm actually on a thing. Now I'm absolutely confused. I have seen your ending. I have killed your family. Do it and do it for truancy. Oh, back when I was younger. Go back when I'm on a mission. I'm on a mission. Win it to mission and do it with truancy. Back when I was younger, with all the other youngsters. Singing a song, by the way. Anyways, they bang the heck out of the hole where they then have, where the crewmen then, where people then burn. As they're asphyxiating, they break a hole in the hull. This is the crewmen. See the crewmen on there. One of them, two of them, one person nearly fell off, and one other person was able to get him up. But they both then saw a little thing poking out of the hull. And they're like, "Hey, Dave! Someone's alive in there! I think it's crewmen!" And then all the battered souls who are inside of it, inside of her, finally get out of the hull. Surviving. Dun dun! Surviving. They also have to get the people who are currently not awake anymore, in the comatose person who dies, got his head cracked open. They get out there using basically a stretcher and a helicopter to get them on there. They also have a little small boat that they then transport them to another boat. That's my idea for the original escape. The secondary escape is if you don't want to go on the stairs. The stairs are torn up, but stairs are torn up for me. Oh frick! No. Bye, you son of a beep. God dang. Well, that was my grand escape plan. Anyway, me. Anyways, it's weird that that there's no life was like over here. In my opinion, it's only what's there. At the foremost area is the bridge. Everyone is slammed into the wall. Saying that hits the starboard side, like in the original book, everyone on the bridge was jammed into the port wing. Before they knew what was happening, they were dead. Quote Paul Gallagher. Well, basically, quote from Paul Gallagher might be a bit off. The original quote in the book. That was an adventure. Anyways. Okay, so they go. So alternate escape route. 2 escape routes, of course. The watertight doors are in a. Oh yeah, the watertight doors becoming a challenge. Anyways, they are on D deck, and they go around here. They're on D deck, and the alternate escape route. They go around the stairwell, which is destroyed, and it's a bit hard to get up to here since a boiler did crash. Since a boiler did crash through the decking of it, though it only really destroyed part of this area where you can still do a bit of a pole vaulting over it to get to here, and to here to get to there. Though it's a bit hard. This area is like a bit torn up, though you can still get to here. Anyways, if you go past here, I was originally going to do elevator shaft, but to go around here, but then there's a one second. There's a stairwell. They go down that stairwell into here where this is where Scotland Road is. I see another stairwell, thinking, oh yeah, this is gonna be good. And go down the stairwell into wherever this is.